So it was kind of a seamless transition. I've always kind of played center. But the biggest transition is definitely just snapping the ball and kind of commanding the offense. But I was so blessed to have three amazing offensive line coaches who taught us so much technically, so much schematically, that it wasn't a hard transition.
You're also a guy that's excellent in outside zone. Can you talk a little bit about your aiming that you're looking for, like when you guys are running that?
Yeah, we're running outside zone. Same thing. You want your shoulder pads to mirror the shoulder pads of the running back. Same thing. Outside wide zone tracks. Aiming for the play side, outside shoulder, center. It depends on the team having a three-step decision, getting to the second level, and just knowing that wide zone isn't really passive. You're not just trying to stretch your guy. You're trying to move him vertically too as well. And just I think that's kind of how I think about wide zone.
When you talk about the responsibilities to get off the ball, how do you what's your technique snapping the ball cleanly with consistency?
You definitely have to have a place on your thigh that you hit consistently every time, because that's how you know the ball is going back there, and just making a consistent know that of snapping the ball. I think of it like a pitcher in MLB. You gotta, if you're gonna throw a curveball, you gotta feel those seams. If you're gonna throw a 12-6, or if you're gonna just throw like a knuckle curve, just something you got to work on every time. And once you feel it out your hand, it's gonna be a good one or a bad one.
Jackson, the San Francisco 49ers require their center to kind of be like the quarterback of the offensive line.
Yes, sir.
Call projections, of course, call out the mic. Do you feel comfortable being able to do that at the NFL level?
Yes, sir. So day one out of Oregon with Coach Mirabal, they taught us to do that. I was 17 years old, and I was help commanding the offense. And every coach since then has demanded that of me. So definitely super comfortable with that. Love doing it. I think that's, the pressure of that is a privilege.
Have you been able?
Gospel choir, two things. Number one, I can sing a little bit higher with the altos a little bit, and I can sing a little bit lower too. I did choir growing up a little bit. Shout out to my sister Jory. She kind of got me into it. But it's just kind of a team game too, how to work with, different sounds and just be a part of a team and, getting out my comfort zone. Big lineman in a gospel choir class. You walk in and everybody's like, why is this guy here? So it's close. It's either, Celine Dion or like, that's a tough one. Celine Dion or Adele. I think either of these two. I'm going to say that, but tenor-wise, maybe it's like Josh Turner or like maybe George Strait. I'm giving myself a lot of credit. I wasn't that good.
Can you give us a sample between the alto and the tenor?
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I'll have to talk to the NFLPA. You'll have to talk to them, so. One thing I'm looking forward to is just, getting to the place that, drafts me, and, showing gratitude towards them. Big thing is, like, whatever team picks me, I'm feel forever grateful for the rest of my career. I'm not a guy that, sees the grass is greener. I kind of take that from my head coach back in Oregon. But just showing gratitude every day, and showing that with my actions, earning the trust in an organization, getting myself out in that community and, really diving deep into their culture.
Jackson, here at the NFL Combine this week, are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a team that you have spoken with?
Yes, sir.
Was it formal or
Formal.
what would it mean maybe replacing Ryan Jensen and being that next big physical center?
I mean, that'd be huge for me. He's a guy that I look up to. I watch film on. I try to mimic my game after. How he is, his personality, how he is on the field, and how he, finishes people is something I've looked up to. So, stepping into that role, stepping into his shoes would be just amazing.
Jackson, have you met with the 49ers?
No, I haven't.
Advanced analytics suggest that Oregon's offensive line is perhaps the best in the entire country, whether it's pass block win rate, win efficiency, a number of other measures. You guys are like the best. I mean, what led to that success? Was it communication, coaching? What do you think makes the best offense?
Ooh, great question. I think a lot of moving parts went into it. Number one, we have an elite quarterback behind us in 10. He's an amazing guy, an amazing quarterback. But just, the guys we have in our room, and it went from our starting 5 all the way down to our walk-on and our walk-ons and our freshmen. We took so much pride in pass protection. We took so much pride, in keeping our guys clean. And that started every day in the offseason. That started every day, when we wake up in season. So communication's a big one. I mean, communication even off the field too, just hanging around each other, building that connection was huge at Oregon. So, and I had elite guys around me. Both my guards were amazing with Stephen Jones, freshman Iopani Lalulu, and Marcus Harper, and then my tackles are elite too, and Josh Connolly and Johnny Cornelius. So I was surrounded around a bunch of great guys, and I had a great quarterback behind me and an elite running back as well. So.
Jack, this was your first full-time start. Where did you feel like you had the most growth, and is that something that teams have talked to you about in the meeting process?
Yeah, for sure. Big growth I had was just, kind of starting to really take over and command the offense. And having that in game situations, real pressure, high pressure situations, I think that's where I really grew. Grew as a player, grew in my confidence, grew in my mental health too as well. Reaching out to sports psychologists and stuff and really, training my brain for that. But I feel like I really grew on and off the field in the biggest areas, just kind of more confidence. So.
Jackson, I wanted to go back to the gospel choir. Just kind of, for those
Yeah.
that don't really know about that, just when did you do that? Kind of backstory behind that?
Yeah, no. So gospel choir, I took it. Last spring. I took it last spring. Some other of our football guys took it too. It was an amazing class. Not big credit class, but just beginning the gospel choir. Super fun. I'm a guy who grew up in Utah, and church there is kind of very quiet. But going into and kind of singing and having a lot of fun, it was a great experience and definitely introduced me into a new culture and something I love and some music I still listen to this day. So.
I also wanted to ask, have you formally met with the Dolphins?
Yes, I have.
How did that mean? I'm sure you spoke with Mike McDaniel, maybe Coach Marion, offensive line coach.
Yeah, amazing team, amazing GM, amazing coach. It was just a great time too. It was something that really, goes out about the Dolphins for me is just how young their coach is, and something I can relate to. It doesn't matter how old you are, just matters how good you are. And he's an amazing coach, and even though that he's young, that he's an amazing coach, and I'd be honored to play for him and play for that amazing GM and amazing offensive line coach. I definitely look up to Jason Kelsey. I also really look up to Ryan Jensen as well. Just how much he finishes, how physical he is, how much passion he shows on the field. Definitely something like him too. And Creed Humphreys too is another big one. Going to O-line masterminds this year and being able to really, learn under, him and Ryan Jensen was huge for me. So I definitely watch a lot of film on both those guys and look up to them. It was an amazing time. Just the camaraderie of all the guys over 300 pounds eating food, breathing heavy, and getting a little sweaty in there. It's a fun time. And definitely just going over technique, talking about mental health, talking about technique, talking about everything. I mean, it's kind of a dream come true when you go there, and you get to meet some of the legends and you get to meet some of the great guys in the NFL. I haven't met with the Seahawks yet, but I would love to stay in the Pacific Northwest. Pacific Northwest is, my second home. I absolutely love it there. Per unpopular opinion, I love the rain, and it'd be awesome to kind of stay up there just because there'd be a little bit of. Hopefully, I can convert some people in Washington to be some Ducks. So yeah.
Jackson, you were talking earlier about being in gospel, but a teammate told me the other day you have a sandwich named after you.
I do. Yeah, I do have a.
How did that come about, and what is it?
Yeah, so shout out Elkhorn. It's Elkhorn Brewery in Eugene, Oregon. It's not a sandwich, it's a burger. It's called the Big Jack's Burger. There's a lot of stuff in it. It's a big man delight. It has, let's see. So start with the patty. So we'll start with the bun. Really great brioche bun. Under that, we got a little bit of barbecue. We have some queso. We have some mac and cheese, some pulled pork, some bacon, 2 things of patties, and then a bun under there. And then, if you can finish that, I think a meal is probably free. So it's pretty good. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Have a great day.